Hey guys, I've been playing The Division for PS4, which came out this past week, and so far I'm having fun with it. As you may know, or may not know, the game is a third-person cover-based shooter with a heavy emphasis on loot and character progression through abilities and skills. In a way, it is very similar to games like Destiny, Defiance, Dead Island and Borderlands, all of which were multiplayer focused. Although The Division shares similar aspects with other games, it does have an identity of its own by having a modern setting in a disaster zone, New York City, after the spread of a virus, which is based on a real-life operation called Dark Winter.
Warning. Contaminated supplies detected.
Of course, this was a mock version of the covered operation that took place in the United States back in June 2001. So let's talk about the gameplay. Well, the game is open world, although you are confined basically to the New York City area. You do have some freedom to explore different sections of the city at your own pace. In these areas you will find civilians which will ask for assistance, roaming enemies, side missions and items.
Warning. Now entering a contaminated area.
Some areas like the one I was just in are contaminated. These areas might have hidden items or mission. So for these areas you'll need a mask to protect you from any biohazard.
There are some cleaners menacing some people. We need you to intervene. I'll do some creative visualizations in the meanwhile as a form of remote support.
During combat, it is best to use cover, as enemies even at low levels can deal heavy damage, but some abilities help and improve your defense or attacks while behind cover. Since enemies will use cover as well, use grenades to lure them out, or a shotgun or a submachine gun if they get close, so you can deal damage quickly. Enemies come in 5 varieties. You have your standard grunt, who uses a pistol or rifle. Then you have a melee attacker that will rush towards you, a grenade thrower, snipers, and finally you have a boss type enemy who takes longer to take down. As you fight enemies along the city, you'll find that there are several factions fighting for control of New York. The ones I was just fighting are the cleaners, who basically want to burn everyone infested with the virus. So there are a variety of weapons you can use, from pistols, shotguns, submachine guns, assault rifles, marksman rifles, you know, the standard of most shooters these days. Each weapon has a different mods you can attach to it to improve its efficiency with scopes, magazines, suppressors, which, by the way, lower your threat if you use them. And each item you find comes marked with a color. For example, lower grade equipment is gray, green is for good equipment, blue is for superior, and yellow is for elite or unique items. Clothing items serve no purpose other than to make you look cool, and no pun intended. As the game takes place during the holidays, there is a lot of winter wear, from jackets, coats, beanies, hats, snow boots, and some others. Personally, I don't like this as much, but it feels like they could have had a little bit more variety. And oftentimes I'm asking, when is the game going to give me something better looking to wear? Of course, there are some DLC outfits you can purchase. Mission variety is pretty good. You have a main mission, side missions, and encounters. Main missions take a bit longer and are a bit more difficult, but are the most fun to play and reward you the most. These progress the story. Side missions have easier objectives, but are not needed to complete the game. They do help improve your base. While the game can be played entirely alone, it is better to play it with other people, as some of the encounters will be pretty hard to finish on your own, and you'll need help from other players. Your party is normally up to 4 people, and you can help each other with buffs, heals, and revives. With a game that focuses so much on group play and multiplayer, it is kind of strange not to find some sort of trading mechanic. Apparently this might come out in a later update, but so far you can't really trade with anyone.
Warning. Additional hostiles incoming.
If you go down, you will have a few seconds to get revived by another player, if you're in a party. If you're not, you will bleed out and restart at the closest checkpoint. But other than that, there is no other repercussion for dying. Finally, let's talk about your home base. Earlier in the game, you will set up a main base in which you will meet different characters and build 3 main wings that are tied to your character's abilities and skills. There are 3 wings: medical, tech, and security. As you progress in the story through missions, you will accumulate medical, tech, or security supplies to establish upgrades within each wing, opening up more talents and perks for your character. The home base also has your stash, which can be used to save up equipment. There are some shop vendors as well, and the crafting option, which uses weapon, electronics, tools, and fabric parts to create new gear. Anyways guys, that was a quick sneak peek at the game. I hope I answered some of the questions about the game. And for the next video I will be doing the Dark Zone, which is a PvP area. Thanks for watching and see you soon.
I'm feeling kinda strange, feeling kinda off. Don't know what's really going on. I feel like something's up and I can only guess the cause. It doesn't matter where